Hello everybody, my name is Shell and welcome back to Grovecraft. We're here today again, back on our beach, which is feeling a lot more full of life due to last episode. Every time I log on, I can hear the birds singing and it just makes the base feel all that bit more alive. And of course, we can't forget our little buddy, Coco, who we ended up naming last episode. Now, before we can get started on what I have planned for today, we need to go and head over to the shopping district, as we always do, and check if we've made any money. So let's take a look in some of our shops and see if we've made anything. No. Oh, we have made 1 block of diamond at the shulker shop. But we are going to leave that there because it's not really easy to split 1 block of diamond. And we need to make sure we're splitting our profits with Peach. So let's just make sure, no one's bought any others. So we're just going to leave that there for now. So, no diamonds particularly made for this episode. Nothing going into our ender chest at least anyway. But that's fine. We don't need to be earning every single episode. But anyway, as for my plan for this episode, I'm planning to get a whole load of building done. Possibly more building than I've ever done in one episode. And in order to do that, we're going to need to grab a couple of our things. By which I mean the iron blocks, as well as somewhere our beacon. There we go. And I'm also going to grab a bunch of shulker shells and some chests so that I can make a couple shulker boxes. Because what we're about to do is going to need a decent amount of storage available. And we're going to need to clear out a hole in here to be able to set up our beacon inside of. The hole's going to need to be a little bit bigger than this. All right, so area is cleared out. And now we can start building the pyramid of iron blocks that we're going to put our beacon on. And then we want to power it with haste 2. Just like that. Because my plan for today is to try and make this side of the island match up a little better with this side of the island. Now, there's a very low chance that we're going to be able to get everything done in this episode. But I really want to at least start working on it, try and do some of the terraforming, and get these two sides matching a little bit. But in order to do that, we're first going to need to clear out a lot of this land. So I'm going to start doing that while you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the time lapse. Let's go. So, after a whole lot of work and a whole lot of mining, I can actually roughly show you guys. I've now mined nearly 130,000 blocks with a shovel and nearly 100,000 blocks with a pickaxe, which, I'd already have mined quite a fair amount. But I didn't actually take down my statistics before. But this is pretty crazy. And as you guys can see, This was actually a lot of work, and I gathered it all in shulker boxes just so you guys could see some of the work that we put in. At least I gathered some of the bulk items. So as you can see, these are all grass blocks. This is how much dirt we got. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17 shulker boxes of dirt. We have a whole load of stone, a bunch of cobble, as well as a bit of sand and sandstone. But this took me nearly the whole day. And we're going to have to figure out where we want to put all these shulker boxes at some point later. But this spot is officially flattened now. And I want to take a quick moment from this progress on the base, and I want to do a little something else. Because the same day after I'd done all of this mining, I actually ended up helping LJ with some stuff in the nether and making a hole in the nether roof. And eventually, Cariote came along, one thing led to another, and he kind of threw me into lava. Luckily, him and LJ were able to save me for the most part, and I didn't lose any of my stuff. But it did get me thinking, and it did kind of make me realize that we probably need to get out of this iron, and we should be wearing some diamond stuff. We are on episode 10? I think this is episode 10, right? So it's about time that we finally got some diamond armor. Luckily, I do already have a little bit of armor to at least start us off. These are actually amazing boots. But for the rest of this armor, we're going to want to get some new enchantments on it. Luckily, we have the XP farm that me and Basti built on episode 1 of the server. So we can go over there and get some XP to be able to enchant our armor. All right, so I now have 43 levels. And let's see. We don't want fire protection. We want protection. Nothing much great for the leggings. That's more fire protection, so let's just take a low-level enchant and scrape it. We'll take protection 4 and breaking 3. And Acrofinity is kind of nice, but we'd probably like a bit more with that. I don't want to take protection 3. I want to take protection 4. That's protection 3 again. But this time is protection 4. I'm breaking 3. Just on breaking 3. Okay, that's fine. We can get the rest of the enchantments that we want from villagers. So we would like some protection 4 and some aqua affinity. We want some respiration 3. We want an unbreaking 3. We of course want 4 mending books. 1 for each of our armor pieces, and we're going to need to grab some more emeralds quickly and take the last mending. We will take a depth strider, and who can forget a feather falling... We don't have... We're out of books. I need to grab a book. And who can forget a feather fall... Now I need some more emeralds. And who could forget a feather falling 4? Thank you to LJ for all these villagers she's got. Now I've got to figure out how to combine all of these with only 29 levels. Okay, and we've already run out of levels. I combined 3 books and I've run out of levels. So we're going to need to go get some more. And just like that, I finally have all my armor made up. And so we can stick it all on, except the helmet, because I don't really wear helmets. And I am looking a little bit cooler. And I'm very happy because this is also going to mean I get to move around a little bit quicker. It's not like a massive difference, but it's going to feel like a massive difference because we have our depth strider, which is going to make swimming around in water so much easier. And also, if we need to go underwater, we can put on our helmet, which we have respiration on. So we can breathe underwater for a lot longer. But as well as that, we have Swift Sneak on my leggings that I got from when I went to the ancient city, which means that I can sneak around much quicker than I could before. However, we're not fully done with our armor yet because we need to add some trims to it to make it look beautiful. And I actually need to check if I have any of the trims that I need available in my base. Right, so let's see. I actually have all my trims in a bundle in this chest. And I have none of them unless I've left a trim in a random chest somewhere. But it doesn't look like that's the case. So we're going to need to go searching for the trims that we want. And the first of the 3 trims, it's only 3, because again, I'm not really bothering with my helmet for now. We might decorate it later, but for now, we're not bothering. But anyway, like I was saying, the first of the 3 trims we need to find is the dune trim, which can only be found in desert temples, which means we're going to need to travel over to a desert to see if we can get it. Okay, so we have made it to a desert, and according to the website I looked on, there should be a desert temple just over this way. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get it on the first one we go to. Luckily, I have an easy path here, because this is my sand mining desert. And also our sugar farm. Me and Peter's sugar farm is just over there. But yeah, apparently there is supposedly a desert temple just somewhere over this direction. Also, I decided to bring a brush because there are a couple spots to brush stuff in desert temples. And I wouldn't mind getting a couple pottery shards, because they always come in great decorational wise. And I hope I'm heading the right direction. You know what? Let me just check real quick. Shouldn't be too much further over this river. So I'm pretty sure we should be close. Apparently, it should be right here, but I don't see it anywhere. Maybe it's beneath me. It was beneath me. This is a pretty evil spot for a desert temple. How is someone going to manage to find it? Oh, creeper. Oh my... Oh, 2 creepers. This is the most evil desert temple in the world. But luckily, I'm a gamer. And we can go down here and destroy the pressure plate so that nothing blows up. We also get a little bit of free TNT. Nothing. 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 And a golden apple, but not the thing that we want. Although, before I leave, I am just going to do a little bit of brushing around here. Where is the suspicious sand? I know that it usually spawns around this section. There's some. We got a bit more TNT. I won't complain about that. Well, a couple pottery shards, but no trim. So we're going to need to keep moving. And I think we need to be heading this direction now. The desert temple is supposed to be somewhere around here. Is it another one buried underground? Also, there are so many mobs spawning right now. I really wish I'd brought my bed. Okay, in theory... Get away, stupid spider. In theory, the desert temple should be under here. Aha! We found it. Another one. I was going to say buried completely underground. Looks like there is a little bit of an entrance to it here. But pretty buried. Definitely not easy to find. And this one has even 5 creepers! Oh, 5 creepers! Oh. Luckily, I'm a pro. And they didn't even scare me one little bit. And now... Uh-oh. 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 That was nearly a close one. But now we can see what we've got in this desert temple. Some diamonds. Nothing. Nothing. And another nothing. We're going to have to look for another one. And the desert temple should be somewhere around here. But I do see another hill. So there's a decent chance that it's buried again. Well, I certainly don't see any desert temples. Never mind. I have found successfully the desert temple. We were just a little bit off. I was looking here, and it was here. But this one, hopefully, third time is the charm. No creepers. And we're going to find it in this one. Break the pressure plate. Steal all the TNT. And nope. 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 And nope again. What are the chances that I haven't found one by now? It turns out the chances are 16%. But we can keep searching. And the next one will hopefully bring us some luck. Okay. We're at our 4th desert temple now. And we're going to see. Actually, we're not going to see. This is definitely the one. This is the one where we are going to get the armor trim. And I am going to be happy. And it's going to be in this chest. It was in this chest. We got that. We actually got 2 of them. We got 2 of them. Oh my gosh. Did we get any? This is where they were all hiding. I got 4 in this one. What the heck? Okay. 4 dune trim templates now. So we're going to head back to my base and I'll tell you where we're going to plan to get the next one. Well, we're back at my base after a somewhat successful desert run. I did get lost about 4 times on my way back, but that's fine. Because we managed to get the dune armor trims. I also, along the way, managed to pick up some sentry armor trims, which we don't need, but it's kind of cool, as well as a whole bunch of pottery shards. So I'm going to chuck my templates into there for now, and I'll just chuck these pottery shards there. And with our inventory a little bit more empty, now we can head off to find the next trim. And in order to find one of those, we're going to need to look for a trail ruin. Because I need the Wayfinder armor trim, which can only be found by brushing suspicious gravel in a trail ruin. So I'll meet you guys in a moment when we find a trail ruin. All right, we're here at the trail ruins. And I'm going to need to get to work because the chances aren't always that great when it comes to these. And there's going to be a lot of area to work around. A lot for us to dig out. And I just destroyed a piece of suspicious gravel. But it's okay because we're going to get it first try, right? That was gunpowder. Sorry, did I say first try? What I meant to say was second try. Second. Are those beetroot seeds? You know what they say? Third time's the charm. That's a pottery shard. But you know, last time I said third time's the charm was at the desert temples, and we actually ended up getting it on our 4th desert temple. So, that's a brown candle. We're probably going to be here a while. Oh, wait, no way. I got it. I got the Wayfinder. Okay, that actually didn't take too long. I got the trim I needed, and there's still some stuff down there, but this is maybe a spot to be able to remember if we ever need more trial ruin stuff. And so now there's only 1 trim left that we need to get, and that is the snout armor trim. Now, the main issue with the snout armor trim is that you can only get it from piglin bastions, which are pretty dangerous and something that I don't particularly want to go near. Luckily, I do know another way that we can get the snout armor trim. And that is through a little man, a little penguin man by the name of Bastantian, who luckily is online right now. So we're going to head over to him and see if I can make some sort of deal to get the armor trim. Where is Basti? Apparently, he's somewhere over here. Is he down in LJ's skeleton farm with her? It looks like he might be.
Yeah.
Oh, the golems were putting arrows
Hello,
You're in a bullshit suit.
Basti.
Okay.
I hear that you may be someone who has access to a snout armor trim.
Oh, yeah.
How could one such as myself get their hands on such armor trim
Well, you usually find them in bastions.
without going to a bastion? I
So
mean,
you
one of
wanna
your
skip the
such
bastion
armor
and go-
trims.
Yeah, so you want to skip going to the bastion and go
Yes.
to Bastantion instead.
There we go. That's it.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I really don't know.
I can give you a host armor trim.
A host?
Yeah. Not that appealing to you? How about an IOU
Ooh,
that you could
seems
cash in at a
nice.
time of your choosing?
Oh, that seems really nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay. Should we go make this trade at your base?
Yeah, let's do the trade at my base. I'll come back, LJ, with some shulkers.
Okay, the IOU will
I
be
think
in
I
the form
used-
of an emerald.
That sounds good. I have used all the paper to make rockets.
You have an anvil somewhere?
Yeah, over by the old storage system, the one you made.
The alphabetical storage system.
I would say precisely as you think it's spelled.
There we go.
This IOU states the Shallow's Bastia favor at any time of his choosing equal to the feat of taking on a Piglin Bastion. That is a very good IOU, and here's the snout
Yeah.
armor trim.
Thank you. Okay, last trim collected. So now we can head back to my base, and I can stick all these trims on my armor. And at some point, I think we're going to owe Basti a favor. But maybe he might just forget about it, you know? Maybe he'll forget about it, and we'll never have to worry about that again, right? Right? Okay, I am just quickly going to have to copy these armor templates, which I don't actually know off the top of my head what I need. So we're going to need terracotta for this one, and the snout, I believe, is blackstone, right? Yeah, blackstone. Okay. Blackstone and a terracotta. There we go. And just like that, we've copied them. So we're not going to run out. So now we can take off our armor and we can stick it into the smithing table. And our chest plate is going to go with a wayfinder and a gold ingot. Our leggings are going to go with the snout as well as some lapis. And finally, my boots are going to go with the dune trim and some lapis. And we can put this on to show off our beautiful new armor. Now, if you can't tell, it's kind of supposed to represent the vibes of a beach. My chest plate, of course, being the sand, and then my legs and shoes being the water and waves. I think that I look very, very cool. And on the topic of beaches, this beach isn't going to build itself. We're going to have to build it. But before we can do that, we're going to need to do a little bit of material gathering so we can have the materials to build the beach. So we're going to start our material gathering montage in 3, 2, now! Well, I've done a little bit of work on gathering some materials. They're right here behind me. And I might have to do a little bit more, but I think for now, what we've got is good. And so, we're just going to actually go from one time lapse to another, which I know usually I try to avoid, But today is all about doing some major work on this base. And so we're going to hop from that material gathering montage into a building time lapse. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the time lapse. Let's go. Well, just like that, we have done a whole load of work on our beach. And when I mean a whole load of work, I mean a whole load of work. This took me, I think, honestly, somewhere over 10 hours. It's insane. This was so much work. I actually want to look into the blocks placed. I've placed 44,000 sand. And I've placed over 8,000 birchwood. This is insane. This took so much work. But I'm really, really happy with how this has turned out. And I can't wait until we do the rest of this area. Now, partway through building this, I did actually get a little bit distracted because there were a couple people online and I came up with kind of a stupid idea. But I'll show you guys that right now. Okay, so I'm currently partway through the beach building, but there's a whole bunch of people online right now. And I've had the exciting idea of doing a little bit of messing with people. And I'm just kind of interested to see if this would catch on. Although I am going to need some XP real quick. Okay, I've got the level. So this is purely coming from a point of intrigue. And also I think it would be funny. But all I'm going to write on this paper is, you smell, pass it on. And we're going to drop this into somebody's inventory. And I'm just interested to see how it's going to travel around the server, how quickly it's going to travel, and how far it's going to travel. And Peach keeps flying by me and shouting stuff at me while I'm building. So I'm, for once, using my elytra, and I'm going to do the same to her. Gotta keep an eye out, see if we can spot where she is. Looks like she's down here somewhere. All right, I think we got her. I think I got her. Oh, that's amazing. You know, doing stuff like this is always fun, and it's why I'm excited when a bunch of people are online, because it looks like Peach has already headed over to where Miranda and LJ are at the moment. Well, anyway, I think that is all we have time for in today's episode. I really, really do hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of the video, what you thought of all this terraforming work that I've done. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.